Hi, Julia. Hi, Sandra. Just thought I'd come on, and if I'm going to sit here and craft, I might as well go live. I'm just gluing some background papers on some index cards for journaling using scraps. Hi, Tamar. How's everyone this morning? My sky looks like we're going to get snow, but I don't think we're supposed to get any until Saturday. But you never know here. So you guys have to help me keep up with chat because I'm just going to sit here and glue. So these are just for future journaling cards for junk journals. I like to make them ahead of time. This is what I've been working on. I've almost used up a whole package of index cards. I also find it a little therapeutic. Hi, Emma. How are you? I had done some, but I took it a step further and I was embellishing them. And then the other night, I was on with Patty, Ling, and Paula, and Patty mentioned about doing backgrounds, but then leaving the rest, until you know what your journal's going to be like. And I thought, wow, that's something I should have thought about. So now I'm just doing the backgrounds, and then I can embellish it to go with whatever journal I decide to make. And if they have lines on the back, I left the lines on the back to journal on. I'm doing good, Emma. I have to keep remembering to read the chat. Sometimes I tend to forget. Okay, Sandra. No problem. So anyways, yeah, so I just took a bunch of like scraps, and I figured the colors will help me decide like what journal to put it in, or if it's flowers or whatever. So I'm just gonna sit here and glue. Oh, thanks, Emma and Sandra. I have surgery on Saturday on my right hand pointer finger. Kind of nervous. They're going to remove a cyst. They won't know what it is. Yeah, Julia, I will say a prayer for you that it comes out okay. And I know that waiting the 2 weeks to find out is hard. But hopefully most cysts are just an inconvenience. Both of my kids had cysts, and both of them luckily ended up being nothing. They just took them out, and 2 weeks later I found out all's good. This was when they were kids. So hi, Sandy. So yeah, I've been sitting here gluing. So thanks to Patty, I'm only doing backgrounds right now and her idea. So did I ask how I don't think I asked how everybody's weather was. I do remember saying, though, it looks like it's going to snow. My memory's getting so bad. My short-term memory. Oh my gosh. Now I remember saying it's supposed to snow on Saturday. But yeah, the sky is looking really rough and it's really windy out. I can hear it. I don't think you can, but man, I can hear that wind. So I kind of have a new position for my camera, and I'm hoping that it works out okay because I have more room. The other way, I almost had to put my arm around the holder to craft, and I had just this little space, but I think I have more room now. Sandra, did you thumbs down me? Oh, I see it up in chat. Okay. No worries, because I always get at least one thumbs down. Doesn't bother me at all. Warmed up for a couple of days. Oh, -9. Yeah, that is cold. Yeah, I think we're in the 30s, I think, but with the wind chill, I'm sure it feels like 20s. Oh, I know, Sandra. No worries. But honestly, they don't bother me. So, is anybody else crafting or working on something? Another reason that I'm just gluing is because I kind of lost my mojo for doing anything like really involved. It seems like whenever I finish, you know, a large project like um, a fabric book or a doily book for a little while, I don't know, I just takes me a few days to um, get back like creatively to know what I want to do next. And right now, I have no idea what I want to do. So this is kind of like just keeping me crafting until I can decide what I want to do. I was thinking of making another fabric book, but I have to find a new theme and some images, and my printer's not working right now, so that kind of sucks, but this helps. I don't know how bored everybody's going to get, though, just watching me glue paper to index cards. But I figured, okay, I'll go live and you guys can chat among yourselves. I'll try to remember to look at chat. Well, welcome is, I don't want to screw up your name. Lordana? Rita? What do you like to be called? Oh, you're from Slovenia. That's awesome. I don't think I've had anybody. Emma, is that where you're from too? Oh, North Italy. And Emma's from Slovenia. It is, Julia, and it's so hard sometimes to decide which side of the paper to use. But you kind of got to pick a side, especially just with scraps. What part of Italy? Is it, am I saying it right, Lordana? Or would you like to be called Rita? And is no one crafting? I'd like to think somebody's sitting out there crafting too. Oh, Emma, what are you making? It's hard to craft and chat at the same time. You're right, Julia, it is. I find it hard sometimes. And I don't have to write in chat, but I still find it hard sometimes. North Italy, born in Milan, living in Novara. Rita for all people. Okay, Rita it is. Using up card-sized calendars to make small booklets with painted papers and junk. Well, that sounds good. I hope you'll post it when you're done. Is anybody else crafting? $30? I'm assuming that's a lot because 30 sounds like a lot. It's so quiet here when my grandchildren are in school. It's just really quiet. Except I do have the washing machine going on out there. So there's that. So I should mention Paula, Patty, and Michelle will be on tonight at 7 p.m. on Patty's channel. And there's a link. If you don't know Patty, there's a link in the description box, I hope. If not, I'll put it in when the live is over. Because I'm never sure now with the way they're doing things on YouTube. I had, a set thing in my description box with links to featured channels, and sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't. So I'm hoping they're in there, but if they're not, I'll check after the live, and if they're not, I'll put a link to Patty's channel, because it's always fun watching Patty and Michelle, whether they're selling or crafting. And I'm not sure what they're going to be doing tonight. Okay, Julia. Is it hard to get used to? You enjoy the quiet time? Sometimes I don't even notice it. And then other times it's really quiet. It just seems really quiet. All right, let's see what else I have for scraps here. So I'm guessing no one else is crafting. So what is everybody doing? I know some like to do housework while they're watching and listening. Welcome back, Julia. I like this one. It's strange when I look up at my screen, I see a mirror image, but I think you all are seeing the real sides, but I see the opposite. So sometimes it's hard to remember what I'm looking at. Organize it. Oh, Tamar, that's nice. I try to organize, but I'm just not an organizer. No matter how hard I try, and I try different methods, different ways, and it still ends up not working out well. But I'm glad somebody can be organized. I would love to be organized because I can't find anything usually. I have to go hunting for it because I don't remember where I put it. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I just don't remember. Okay, that's gonna work. And I can keep her for something else. Hopefully I cut that okay. Hi, Michelle. How are you today? Wow, that glue sets up fast. I'm doing well too. Just trying to stay warm in this weather. Although I shouldn't complain because last week there were 2 days in the 60s here, but that's not necessarily a good thing in the middle of winter. That's a time when everybody gets sick. Yeah, we're supposed to get snow on Saturday too, Michelle. Unless they changed it again, because they also do that, but we're definitely supposed to get snow. And I'm thinking we might even get it sooner rather than later, the way the sky looks right now. That's going to work out good. So what projects are everyone working on? If you have a project going, you could give me some ideas what to do next. Let's see how this looks. You want to do some Valentine projects soon? I can't get into the holiday themes for some reason. I don't know why. I might do one project, maybe, but Hi, Deanna. You're getting snow squalls, and you're getting Saturday too. Hey, Paula. Still gluing. The three of us were on a roll the other night. That's different. Oh, you are too? It's relaxing, isn't it? I think it is anyway. I was going to try doing a glue book, but I don't get magazines or anything, so I wouldn't know what to glue in a glue book, because all the ones I see, they use, pictures from magazines and that. So I just wouldn't know what to do. I should do this side so there's at least a couple of these. I do too, Michelle. I like to have things ready in advance, especially where I'm just starting out with the junk journals. I've only made a couple. And I think for me, it's easier if I have some things done ahead of time, like tags and journal cards, things like that. I think it helps. All right, here's some butterflies. Hi, Joey. How are you? Where's Dee Dee? Did I miss her? Or are you calling Deanna Dee Dee? Okay, you're calling Deanna. Okay. Hi, Tanya. Okay, just make something. I'm so sorry. I forget your name. How am I going to store them? I have no idea. I'll probably, if I have a box, well, actually, I have a couple of cigar boxes. I could probably store them in one of those. Or just, while they're still flat, just put a rubber band or something around them and put them in a drawer. I have to put them somewhere where I'll remember where they are, right? Because with my memory, you just never know. Hi, Misty. So, anybody just coming in, how are you today? How's everything going? And what are you doing? What are you working on if you're working on something? I need to know this. I need some ideas, some new ideas. And if I miss, I'm trying to keep up with chat, but if I miss something, just put it all in caps and then hopefully I'll see it. Started putting different pieces of ephemera in little wicker baskets. So that's a good idea, Joey. Right now, make some tags. That's what I'm going to do next, Misty. Make some tags. I'm just going to use up these index cards today. And then when I go to the store this weekend, I'll have to buy another couple of packages because these were my I think they were my granddaughter's, but she wasn't using them, so I'll just replace them. 6:36 a.m. Friday here. Oh, are you in Australia? New Zealand? Sewing on paper? Yeah, I kind of forget to do that. I should, because my journals, I don't really sew in them. New Zealand. Okay. But that's what I should do too. Take some of these journaling cards and sew around them, right? For something different too, before I embellish them. I'll have to do that off camera though, because it'd be too loud. I think I'll do one more with the butterflies. And I have my sewing machine out right here over, not even 3 feet away on my counter. So there's no excuse not to use it. I mean, all I can do is, like sew a line anyway. I can't make clothes. Can't do anything with the pattern. I know, isn't this pretty? And I don't remember. They're all scraps, so I don't always remember what paper pad they come from. And all my paper is at least 8 or 10 years old or more, and even longer than that from my scrapbooking and card making days. I don't scrapbook anymore. My grandkids are teenagers. And I have so many layouts in bins. I have no idea what they're going to do with them someday. Probably throw them out, right? What else can they do with them? All right, that's not going to fit, so I'll keep that as a scrap. Warm summer day. Yeah, I missed the summer. You've never scrapbooked, Misty? That's how I got started. I started out scrapbooking and then card making at the same time. And then I got into the world of laces and doilies and bling and all the fabric journals and doily books, and that's mainly what I do. But I am trying to get back into the world of paper with journals, whether they're junk journals or just journals to write in. I do want to make a writing journal or a themed journal. Started making in 2012, and then some paper crafting, now journals, but never scrapbooking. Super scrap in the world? Okay, sometimes a chat goes by fast. I must have missed something. Oh, jewelry in 2012. All right, let me see if I can take a second and scroll up because I missed whatever that was. I want to see. Okay, Miss Tanya, it's 6:30. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I must have missed it. Hi, Joyce. How are you? What's up for today? What are you going to try, Misty, that your daughter wants you to help her? A scrapbook? Oh, have a great day, Sandra. Tanya, you haven't either. I know how that goes, Joyce. Some mornings, like I get absolutely nothing done. Nothing. All right, let's leave this for another time. Whoop, I knew that was going to happen. Let's see what I have here. Yeah, it's a little too bright. That one. Oh, that's right. It isn't Wednesday. It's Thursday, and it's Friday for Tanya. I make them once in a while, Tanya, but I have to be in the mood now to make cards. And it's strange, but I find it hard sometimes to make them now. For me, it's kind of hard going from, you know, laces and that to paper and then back again. I don't know that if that's why I lose my mojo for a little bit when I'm transitioning back and forth. I don't know. Okay, I don't know where I want to put this. I want to put the flowers. We're supposed to get ice and stuff starting sometime early Friday morning. Winter storm. They're already calling school off for us. Wow. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing to do either, Misty. They don't call school off here until like there's a blizzard outside. At least this town. Other towns surrounding us have called off school in the past for weather, but not Medway. There, that's not bad. All right, what else do I have here? I have some 6x6 papers. I don't know why they were in my scraps, but Missouri is so crazy with the weather. Oh, it's like that here. Last week we had 2 days in the 60s. One day it was 62, I think, of the high, and then the next day it was 67. Now it's back, we're back to the 30s with wind chill factors, and it's going to go into the 20s by the end of the weekend. So those 2 days, I opened my windows for just a little bit because it was so warm, just to air it out, because I knew that there's not going to be another day this winter that's going to be in the 60s, I don't think. No, not until the spring now. And right, everybody gets sick. The sniffles start, the sneezing, the coughing. "3D patterns for your cards." Oh, do you mean like parts of them like are popped up with those like glue dot things? Been sick since the week of Christmas and I can't shake it. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Oh, that's awful, Misty. Do they not know what it is? I know sometimes like colds and sinus stuff can last for weeks. Oh, the foam squares, right. I couldn't think of that. I used to use those. I used to use them in scrapbooking. Some of my layouts I'd make, 3D layers. It's always fun to do something different. Let's see what else I have here. Okay, like that one. Let's put it over here so I don't bump the camera. I can hear the cat chasing the dog upstairs. You can hear them running across the whole upstairs. It makes it easier going from cards to journals again. Maybe that's what I should try, making some cards. Oh, I watch her channel, Julia. I forget. Somebody told me about her, and I went and I watch it when I can. I try to watch as many as I can, but I don't always um, comment so that I can get to the next one, because I don't always have a lot of time to watch. But I like to see all the new ideas and hopefully get some inspiration to try something new. Not that I don't want to copy, but I like trying something new that I see and then just putting my own spin on it. Okay, I have a question for you all. Does anybody find it boring just watching me glue? I mean, I've watched others and I'm not I'm not bored, and there's always chat, but I always wonder if you're bored or if it's boring to watch. Oh, good. Yeah. No, I just wonder. I mean, sometimes I come on and, I feel like I'm doing some of the most mundane things and thinking, wow, this must be boring to someone else. Oh, good, Tamar. Hi, Carla. How are you doing? Sorry if I missed you earlier. Oh, I'm just making journaling cards ahead of time and just putting background papers, on index cards. I'll go through some of them, and then I think maybe what I'll do is do a little inking around the edges, just for something a little, different. But I'll show you kind of quick. Just using scraps. There's butterflies, flowers, for just for future journals. There's these, and I mean, just little scraps. They make really, I think, anyways. I think they make pretty backgrounds. Julia, who's Yuya? Or did you, or you, who, oh, Yuya, welcome. I don't think I've seen you in chat before. So these are, like I said, they're just from scraps. These are graphic 45. Let's see. These are Prima. I think it's the old Firefly. I think they called it. This is Prima. The something romance. So these are all from scraps. That's Prima. I'm not sure where that's from, or these the 6x6 ones. This is Bo Bunny. I remember that one. Some of the scraps I remember. This is Prima, Fairy Garden, I think. These are all Prima. And a lot of them are probably scraps from when I was making cards, because I use a lot of the 6x6 pads for cards. Here's some more. I love this Prima line. I can't remember now. It's called Firefly or something. Look at that. Hi, Therese. So, yeah. And then I was working on these backgrounds. Before I got into the index cards, I took some note cards. These are from note cards, and I just tore them in half, so I'd get 2 out of each note card, because I have tons of note cards. And then I just added a background paper to it. Some I added like a frame, these here. And then here's some more, these. And then some I just completely covered, just like the index cards. Look at how pretty. These are from My Mind's Eye, and oh, I forget the other name. But I thought these were really pretty. And then these, I did the corner edging with these. I can't think of this line now. It's not My Mind's Eye. This one's, okay, let me just grab what I have left of that pad, because it's going to bug me not to remember what the name of it is. Lost and Found. That's what it is. Okay. These are Lost and Found here. Not this one, though. These are just, those were some extra scraps. So that's what I've been doing the last few days. All right. I have my ink out here. I've got Walnut Stain, Black Soot, and Vintage Photo. So I think I'll do some inking. Oh, you Lost and Found. I love Jane Austen. Oh, good, Julia. Oh, thanks, Therese. The dude has turned into a daredevil. Oh, that's okay. Misty, thanks for coming in and chatting with us. Thank you. You have a good day too. Yeah, it's Lost and Found, Therese. I thought it was part of my mind's eye, but I wasn't sure because it's been so long. But I think they do go together. Yeah, it looks better when you ink the edges. I like that. All right, so let's put those over there. Some of them, though, I want to do with, I think I want to do with the black soot. I do too, Therese. There's so many paper lines I really like. My favorite when I was scrapbooking was Graphic 45. I had to have like almost every line back then, except for the ones where I just couldn't get used to the colors. There were some colors I just had a really hard time with. No, they're two different paper lines, Therese, but I'm pretty sure they are from the same manufacturer, though. I could be wrong. You never know. So I'll tell you, Patty has the right idea with this, like, assembly type of thing. I think it's really gonna work. And then the next thing I'll do is, when I know what journal I want to put them in, I'll just embellish them and they'll be ready to go. I do have to get some new ink pads though, because these are so old. These Distress ink pads I have are over 10 years old and they still work. Isn't that amazing? Mod Podge, I haven't tried that, Julia. I have plenty of napkins too, and I keep meaning to try it, but I haven't. I'll have to do that next when I get more index cards, because I do like the look of the napkins. I miss the old days in little scrapbook stores. Yes, I do too, Carla. I had a favorite little scrapbook store a couple of towns over from where I used to live. We used to have Friday night crops. Had so much fun. And like 2 or 3 times a year, they do a whole weekend crop at a local hotel, and those were even more fun. We did more socializing than we did scrapbooking, but we had a lot of fun doing it. And then around here, they just started closing one by one because they just couldn't compete with like Michael's, and then Joann's got into, the crafting, and we have AC Moore, and then all of a sudden there's Tuesday Morning. We don't have that, and Hobby Lobby, and we just got a Hobby Lobby that a couple of towns over, and I haven't even had a chance to get to it yet, but it opened up the end of December. I've never been to one. Good afternoon, Soraya from Brazil. Wow, I'm getting all kinds of friends from around the world today. Brazil, New Zealand, Italy. Where else? Slovenia. Welcome. And I'm getting a lot of new friends here watching that I haven't heard from before. That's awesome. I love that. Therese, we have an AC Moore in the next town, and they are closing now. I thought I heard that Michael's was taking over, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. Hi, Jaretta. Are you from Arizona, Arizona, or another country? And I love your name. Oh, Carla, I did too, because I became this one little craft store. I became such good friends with the two owners. They were two best friends for years, and they opened up the scrapbook store. And we became such good friends. I taught some classes there. And like I said, we had the Friday night crops and then those weekend crops. And when they said they had to close, they had actually been losing money for a couple of years before they actually closed. And it was heartbreaking. I mean, we still stay in touch on Facebook, and you try to get together once in a while. But I think the last time I saw a lot of my friends from there was 6 years ago. My children gave me a 60th birthday party out in the side yard. It was a tea party, and they all came, and it was so much fun. And I've seen a few of them since then, but not everyone. You sometimes you just tend to lose touch. Not sure what color I want to put on these, so let's skip those for now. Oh, my eyes. Okay, Therese, thanks for asking. Back to single vision, no more double vision, except for that one time I stuck my contacts in and I had to take them out after like an hour or so because the double vision came back, and I thought I had really screwed up my eyes again. But so far, so good. I think it's been a month or so since they're back. Hi, Turquoise Dreaming. Welcome. Do you like to be called Turquoise, or do you want to let us know your name? Is it Shuri? I see Carla saying, hi, Shuri. Okay. Well, welcome, Shuri. Are you crafting? Working on anything? I ask everybody when they come in, or I try to remember to. I want to know what everybody's doing. Arizona. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jaretta. That's so sweet. Crafting on your lunch break. Awesome. What are you crafting? What are you making? Inquiring minds want to know. Me, I'm an inquiring mind. I want to know. I want to know what everybody's doing. Working on cards. Awesome. That's what I need to do too. Is I just find it hard to make them sometimes, to know what to, to put on them, to embellish them. It's so strange how when you go from one medium to another, like the lace, and I'm sure not everybody has that problem, but I sure do. It's just hard to transition for me. But I make myself because I like doing that, because then I'm doing something different for a while. I don't feel like I'm always doing the same thing, because I make so many doily books and fabric journals and wall hangings. Those are the three main things that I had been making over, the last several years. And I'm like, well, how many can you make? Number one, you know, how do you keep the interest going if you're always making the same thing? You've got to do something different. And I always loved working with paper too when I was scrapbooking. Trying to create them in junk journal style with light embellishment or decoration. That sounds good. You have the same problem, Tanya? Yeah, I used to feel like, okay, if I make one more doily book or one more, fabric book, somebody's going to say, can't you do anything else? I just have a hard time thinking of something new to do. And I watch, for inspiration, that other channels and their projects, and that's how I basically, got into junk journaling. Michelle Scott, oh my gosh, she's amazing. And when we became friends, she said, come on, Mags, you can do it. And I'm like, no, I don't think I can, Michelle. And she'd say, yes, you can. And so I tried. Now I have a hard time making the base for the junk journals because of my hands and having to, I have to do this, the sewing of the signatures and that. But I got by that by buying some of Patty Lane's. I call them naked journals, but I think she calls them foundation journals. We are friends on Facebook, Maggie. We could craft together on video call on Facebook. That would be great, Tanya. You mean a messenger, right? I can do that. I'm usually during the day, well, my grandkids are in school, and then when they get home, I go upstairs and make sure they're doing their homework, and they have a snack and that. I mean, they're basically, well, Maddie's 14, she's a teenager, and Mason's going to be 13 in May, so I'm calling him a teenager. So they're pretty self-sufficient, but I always like to make sure they know, grandma's around and I care what they're doing, but I just try not to be intrusive anymore, that's all. Try not to ask them a million questions, which is sometimes hard to do. It's hard to change the mindset. It is. These are looking much better with just a little ink around them. I mean, it looks so plain without it now. I think I want to do black soot on that one. Wow, 1:17. The time does go by fast. My grandkids don't get home for another hour, though, so as long as anybody's in here with me, I'll stay on till then. I have a big picture window to my side, and I can see and hear them as they come up from the bus stop. They're too old for me now to go down and meet them. I can just imagine what they think, the other kids, seeing them, seeing their grandmother standing there waiting for them to get off the bus. So I don't do that anymore. Hello, Angela. You're doing adulting? I'm having a great day today. Not sure how my night's going to go, but I'm having a great day. Don't you hate adulting? I'm not a big fan of it. Is your husband okay, Angela? I know he has health issues. I hope he's okay. If you put up anything on Facebook, I haven't seen it because I don't know what it is, but 90% of my Facebook feed are foolish ads. It's like you can't even look something up anymore, and then there's 10 ads for each one. Just Googling something now. And then all of a sudden, you're seeing ads for everything. Hi, Tammy. These are just index cards for a future journal. I'm just doing background papers. The idea came from Miss Patty Lane. She has great ideas when it comes to, I don't want to use black on that. I think I'm going to cover this up and use some black before that starts to dry up. She has some great assemblage ideas, if that's what it's called, which I think it is. I do too, Angela. These are my grandkids' index cards. I have to replace them before they need them again. I'll have to replace them this weekend when I go to the store. All right, let's see. Those are done in brown. So let's Stick those there, and I'll put the black up here. I know, right? I am too. Now I hardly go on Facebook except for to check the few groups that I'm in when I mod for. So I have to approve people and posts. But other than that, I just try to stay off of it because it just gets aggravating. And some of the ads, I I don't even get. It's like I wouldn't even use that or buy that. But you can't stop them, so. Have you seen all the new Timmy lives? I haven't watched them all, Carla, but I have watched like some of each. And I'm going to go back and watch them all when I get a chance. But oh my gosh, those new embossing, what are they? Embossing glazes. I love those. They're translucent. I love that idea. And some of the stamps he's come out with. I try not to look at the whole thing because then I just see dollar signs. Oh, Angela, there was no question you were going to watch all of those. You take care. Have a good day. Angela's like Timmy's biggest fan. I think it was 2010. It was either 2009, 2010, when the little, craft store that I was talking about with Carla was open, and I taught classes there on Saturdays. And Tim came to one of the local large hotels in the area, and he did an all-day class with all new stuff. And I got to go. It was only for shop owners and employees, and I got to spend the day with him along with probably like 300 other women and men, and we got to learn at the time new techniques. It was when the crackle glaze was just coming out, and all kinds of stuff. And he is just the nicest guy that you could ever meet. He really is. He was so attentive to everybody. He probably took, well, back then we didn't do selfies, but somebody would hold the camera and take a picture. He probably took a picture with just about every person in that class. And he smiled every time doing it too. Okay, who'd I miss? Hi, Beth. Did I miss Beth? I did miss Beth. Hi, Beth. How are you? Welcome. I'm just inking right now. I think I'm going to call this like mindless therapy. The inking and the gluing, because you really don't have to think too much about it. Mindless therapy. It is, Tammy. It is fun. Not to really have to think about what you're doing, like when you're actually making, a book or something, and you have to put a lot of thought into it. You can't get any easier than this. Oh, thanks, Julia. So how are you doing, Tammy? I'm sorry I missed your live the other night. Or was it now I forget. I think it's Tuesday night, right? I had something going on now and I missed it. If you think too much about stuff like inking, it won't look as good anyway. Right. That's true. I'm not thinking, I'm just going around the edges. I'm not even, not doing the swirly thing or anything. I have a hard time doing that swirly thing. It seems like it always makes, it doesn't swirl right. So I just do the edges. It does the job. It does make it look, it brings the paper out, I think, more. So yes, if some of you aren't doing anything tonight, Patty Lang's going to be live with Michelle Scott, and it's always fun. So it'll be on, I think it's usually 7 Eastern Standard Time. And I said earlier, if Patty's, the link to her channel isn't in the description box, I'll put it in after I stop the live. I never know if it's in there or not. With the way YouTube is now, when you go live, I had the description box all set up that I wouldn't have to keep typing in it, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it depends on, maybe it's StreamYard. If I'm in StreamYard, it doesn't show up in description. So I think it's in there then. If you check the description box below Patty Lang's Sacred Mementos channel. And we have fun. And she always has new stuff. She has so many new ideas. I'd like to get in her creative mind just one time. It's like she does something new and it's like, wow, why didn't I think of that? All right, let's see if there's anything else I want to do black. Some of these I think I will. Oh, thanks, Carla. Mine is too, Tammy. She's getting there. She's getting there. It's just so relaxing, and it's just fun being in the chat. Oh, Beth, that makes sense. You could be right. Oh, thanks, Julia. Good, they are in there. Okay. That's all, Tammy? Wow. Then that's great. Oh, thanks, Beth. Yeah, Patty is a sweetheart. No matter when she's on Mondays and Thursdays, and sometimes she comes on like I do at the last minute, and she'll do some type of crafting. But it's always fun to watch her. And the chats are always fun too. I was just going to ask you, Tammy, when's your birthday? The 29th of this month. Oh, I got two there. Are you going to do anything to celebrate it? My 31st wedding anniversary is the 21st. Oh, hi, Louise. How are you? How cold is it up there in Canada, Nova Scotia? I'm sure it's very cold. I feel funny complaining about how cold it is here, and then I hear either you or Lorna mention like it's minus 40 degrees, and it's like, wow, I don't have anything to complain about. But I still complain. Doesn't stop me, does it? All right, I think I'm going to go back to the walnut stain. Oh my gosh, Carla, what a birthday present, right? Put these out of the way a little bit. And then remember to put them in the brown. And the chat's going by pretty good. So if I missed anything, I'm really sorry, but I'll go back and at a later time and see if I can what I can pick up from the chat. I hate missing it. Warm today, it's 26, but dropping to 5 tomorrow. Yeah, it depends, Julia. It can get really cold here. I mean, probably the coldest without, counting the wind chill factor would be minus a couple of degrees. But most of the time in like the dead of winter, it's usually in the teens and the single digits. It could be like that, and it can be like that for days. It just depends on like the season. Like so far now, we're in the middle of January, and we've only had one really, pretty good snowstorm that we got, several inches. Oh, thanks, Rita, for coming in. I hope you'll come back again. I'm going to try to get on live a little, a little more often, just to play around and to chat with everybody. But enjoy your dinner. Oh, she's so sweet. I love seeing people from other countries too, don't you? My daughter wants to go to Italy. And I want to go back to Ireland. I have a friend that's over in Africa right now on a safari. She's she's not a professional photographer, but she's gotten so good she really could be. She's actually a nurse, and she's over there on safari, and she won't be able to show the pictures from her cameras until she gets home because of Wi-Fi and that. But she can take pictures on her phone and post them to Facebook, and she's been doing that every day. And oh my gosh, it's just amazing. Right, Joyce? It does. It amazes me too. I remember a couple of years ago when I did a fabric postcard challenge, and I got entries from, because I counted how many different countries I got entries from, and I want to say it was like over 15 to 20 different countries. I was like amazed. Some of the countries I hadn't even heard of. They're probably so tiny. It is Julia. And when I don't use Skype anymore, but when I use Skype, years ago, several years ago anyway, I used to Skype with, sometimes we'd have like 8 people on some Friday nights to craft, and there'd be, let's see, 1 or 2 from the UK, a couple from Iceland, where else? UK, Iceland. Oh, one from Norway. It was just amazing that we could all be in the same, chat. Hi, Rose. And we'd be sitting there chatting and crafting, and it'd be like 10 o'clock my time and like 3 in the morning for some of their times. It was crazy. We'd have so much fun, but it just always amazes me that you could be face to face with somebody like half the world away. Yeah, Scotland's another place I'd like to see too, Carla. But and I'm part Scottish, but mostly Irish. And so when I got to go to Ireland with my daughter, it was like when we left, it was like it was telling me you have to come back. I'm hoping someday I get back there. But no, my daughter, she wants to go to different places, which I don't blame her. But I'd be content just going back there. Although I don't like being on a plane, especially for 6 or 7 hours. That was hard to do. I mean, I did it because that's the only way, but now too, just with everything going on in the world, it's kind of scary to go anywhere. At least I think so. I'm cheating. I have not inked my edges, just gluing. Yeah, I figured I'd do something a little different, Paula, for a little while. I'm going to go back to gluing though. But this is all I'm going to do until till I know what journal they're going in. I'm not doing anything else to them beyond the inking. I would like to see places, but I also want to see more of the US. You're right, Julia. I mean, every state has, beautiful places to visit, and yet when we think of, going somewhere, we think of going abroad. And I also think of going to Canada too, because my dad was born in Canada, along with my paternal grandmother and grandfather. They came from Canada when my dad was little, and I haven't been back there in probably 40 years, and I have relatives up there, so I should go up there for a visit. My brother goes a couple of times a year, but I haven't been back up there. But I mean, there's some states that I want to see, other than, stopping in Florida to grab another plane. I've been to the Bahamas a few times, and I never got a direct flight over there, so it was always you go to Miami or Fort Lauderdale, and then you catch a smaller plane to go over to the Bahamas. And other than Florida, I haven't been out of New England, and that's a shame. Yeah, Rose, it makes me nervous too. I mean, it was mainly the takeoff and the touching back down that really got I got really kind of nervous. Once we were up there, I just tried not to think about it. They had movies you could watch to take your mind off of it, because I didn't want to think of myself being 40,000 feet up in the sky either. But it wasn't so bad once we got up there, and the cruising altitude, or whatever you call it. But yeah, I really don't enjoy flying. And now, like I said, with the way things are, it's kind of scary to go anywhere outside of the US. Except I could drive to Canada, at least where my relatives are. It's only like a 10 to 12-hour drive, so that's doable. Hi, Philomena. Welcome. Can I ask where you're from? Oh, I'm getting so many new ladies in here today. That's awesome. Okay, now my arm's getting tired from inking, so I think I'm going to go back to doing a little gluing. I'll put those up there so I can keep the inked edges, those up there. I still have plenty of index cards here to cover up. And I still have plenty of paper, some paper scraps here. So I can do a few more of those. Let me see if I can catch up a little bit on chat though. The chat is full of new ladies and old ladies. Right, Beth? I love when we have somebody new come in and say hi. Not everybody feels comfortable coming into a chat for the first time and saying hi. I'm not always comfortable doing that either when I watch live chats. That's okay, Louise. Oh, take care tomorrow. Yes, I'll see you tonight on Patty's channel. Oh, thanks for coming in, Cherie. You have a great day too. Okay, goes this way. From Italy, but born in America. We just had a lady from Italy on, and she just left to make her family dinner. I think she said it was around 7 where she is. 7:30 maybe. That's awesome. And what is it like over in Italy today or tonight for you, right? Is it warm there? Do you ever get snow? I think there are some parts that get snow, right? But probably like here, there are some parts that never see it, that it's warm all the time, maybe? Okay, sorry. That's a text from my daughter-in-law. Let me just put the paper down and then I need to read it because it might have something to do with my grandchildren. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. What I miss? I hope to see you again, Shuri, when I'm on. 7, okay. 11 Celsius. Okay, I don't know what we do Fahrenheit. So I'm not sure. Louise, you probably know, right? What's 11 Celsius to Fahrenheit? Oh, I forgot. Your fingers are all glue. Okay, I have room for one more. Okay. Oh, take care, Joyce. Thanks for coming in. Why do I feel like there's two pieces here? Because there is. Okay. Well, I won't have to make these for a long time, right? Although I like to use a lot of them in a journal. All right, let's see. Go. Have a good day, Joyce. Oh, Google. Okay. Used Google. Oh, hi, Rhonda. Welcome from Australia. Oh, gosh. Um, I've been trying to keep up on Facebook with some friends about all the fires over there. And I thought someone had put that it had started raining, but I'm not sure. How is it going over there? Are you anywhere near where the fires are or were? That's so scary. I can't even imagine. We don't have to worry about that type of thing here, and at least in my part of Massachusetts. So I can't even imagine what it's like. You have rain, need so much more. Yes, absolutely, Julia. It's heartbreaking. I'm going to have to go in a few minutes though, because my granddaughter's staying after, but my grandson's going to be home on the bus. So I want to be upstairs for when he gets home. So I have about 5 minutes left, ladies. And if any gentlemen are watching, it is Rose. There's so much going on. So I think I'll make this my last one and chat for a few more minutes. See if I can catch up a little bit on chat. All right. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, thanks for coming in, Julia. I'd go live every day if I thought anybody wanted to sit here and chat with me. I couldn't actually do that though, but I could do it a little more often. Let's see. Yes, thanks to you too, Carla. Thank you everyone for coming in and watching. Oh, thanks, Paula. I might try to get on tomorrow for a little while. I don't on the weekends because my daughter usually comes over and we do errands and stuff like that. So I try to keep my weekends free, but during the week, I'm going to try to come on a couple of times a week anyway. So I may try for tomorrow if I could find something different to do, but something like this so I don't have to think too much about it. I just popped on, Louise. I didn't, I mean, I don't know if you get a notification, but I don't always, you know, put it in ahead of time because number one, I never know when I might be ready, but also depending on like if it's just me, then I just go through YouTube. I don't bother going through StreamYard, and it doesn't always like work right. Or like today, it didn't give me a time. It was like, okay, you just go live. So I had to just hit the live button when I was ready. So um, if I can do it ahead of time, then I usually at least try to put it in a couple of Facebook groups. So somebody can, but then I know, once I'm on, somebody will come in and talk to me. But yeah, there was no notification, but I don't know if anybody has the bell on. If I do go live, then it notifies you. Oh, for me or Patty. Yep, Paula's been gluing too. I'll try to get her on one of these days. But I don't always get notified of certain people either. I have to actually, you know, click on YouTube and then it will tell me if somebody's live or not. But I don't always get a notification either. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it is calming, Julia. You don't have to think and you can just, sit there and de-stress. I call it de-stress. And you don't have to think about it. And you get something done at the same time. All right. Well, I guess it's time for me. Yeah, it's a little after 2 here. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, for coming in and chatting with me and spending some time with me while I'm gluing. And like I said, I'm not positive, but I might try to get on tomorrow for a little while around the same time. And if not, I'll be on next week. But I am going to try to go live a little more often. I can't really download. If I have a project, then I have to stream it on unlisted and then turn it into public because my camera, I finally I don't have that slot on my laptop where you can put your SIM card in it. I have a new laptop and I finally got an adapter. So you put the SIM card in the adapter and then the adapter goes into one of my little slots on the side there. And I went to do that. And then I had to recharged the camera battery, and when I went to use it, it doesn't work. My camera, I don't know what happened to it, but it will not work. So I'm back to, streaming my downloads. Louise, the funny thing about, if you do what I do, if you um, if you stream on unlisted, and then you go back, and when you edit, you you change it to publics, and that's when everybody can see it. It's instant. You don't have to wait 2 hours for an upload. So in some ways, this is better, but because it's streaming, when you go to look in your timeline, or whatever you want to call it, you're going to see streamed, 2 hours ago or whatever. So then everybody thinks I was on live, but I really wasn't. And it's hard to, distinguish between the two, I guess. Although when I do that just to show a project, it's usually no longer than, or if I'm doing a tutorial, I try to make them no longer than a half an hour. So if you see something a half an hour or less, you know that I streamed it, but I wasn't actually live. And if it's over that amount of time, then I was live. I stream it right through YouTube, Louise. I don't go to StreamYard. The only time I go to StreamYard is if I have somebody on with me, because you can't go through YouTube, with more than yourself. So just just go, like I said, if you want to try it, just stream right through YouTube, but just make sure you click on the unlisted or the private until you're ready to edit it, and then go public. Oh, hi, Chona. I'm just saying goodbye. Have you been watching, or did you just come on? I hate to say goodbye when somebody just comes on, but I have about 5 more minutes before my grandson's going to walk through the door, and I just want to be upstairs for that. No, as long as you click either unlisted or private, Louise, it can't go through public. You have to edit it, and then change it from that to public, and then everybody will see it. Oh, thanks for stopping in, Chona. I'm so sorry. I have to go, but I'm going to try to get on tomorrow around this time. And I know you're on California time, so it's still morning there. But anyways, thank you everyone for coming in. Um, I really enjoy crafting a lot better when there's somebody to talk to and converse with. So I might see you tomorrow, and if not, like I said, I will see you next week. So bye for now, everyone.